I hope you're doing well, Deontay. Welcome into the game here in Tuscaloosa.
My man, thank you so much. How you doing?
Good, man. I'm having a great day. I mean, we've been recapping boxing and talking a lot about Saturday night. How do you feel, man?
And I feel good. Body is a little sore today, but that comes with the training part of it and everything else. So I'm feeling great most of the part.
Now that's adrenaline, right? Because I mentioned earlier I didn't even see a scratch or a bump on you Saturday night.
Yeah, no, not at all. But it always when the adrenaline rush go down, you always have that sore factor. Most of the part is due to camp. Camp is the hard part of everything, and people don't understand the fight part should be the easy part, and camp is always the worst part of everything because you have to go against so many guys. You have to put your body through so much. You have to make sacrifices that you normally would make in your everyday life, and that takes an effect. When you have a month, 2 months, sometimes 3 months, it just depends on how long the camp is, and when everything is over and said and done, all that takes effect after the fight. So that's what I'm dealing with now. But everything is good. I'm happy. My family is happy, and we're good.
Deontay, how long during a camp would you say an average day for Deontay Wilder is as you prepare for the fight? What is an average day as you prepare for an upcoming fight?
Say that one more time.
Yeah, what's an average day for you during camp? Like, I mean, does it start at 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning? And what is an average day when you go through a training camp?
My average day, I wake up around about 9 o'clock. We get to going around about 10:15. That's with strength training. After strength training, we'll go grab some food to get some energy in me. I may take a nap or a rest. And then later on in the evening, we'll get back up with the sparring partner. Sometimes we have 3, sometimes maybe 4 guys that get in the ring with me, 2 rounds apiece. They get out, they're fresh. By the time they get back in, they consume their energy and they back at it. I'm the only one that really don't have no break. Really, it's an ongoing thing for me, but that's how it should be. And that's mostly how it is. Depending on the hours of time that we train, it always depends on what we're working on for that day. So training can go from 2 hours, or it can go from 45 minutes to an hour. So it all depends.
Deontay, when I look back at Saturday night and I go back and I think about the fight, I think about how much more of a patient fighter you have become. Is that fair of me saying that?
Oh, most definitely, it's definitely fair to say that. I have just matured, over the years. And when I came out, of course, I was all wild. I was fighting for the crowd. I was trying to entertain them, and of course, like I always stated, my last name is Wilder. So at time I would tend to get that way. But now, I've just seen so many styles. I've just seen so many different looks from fighters that boxing is a sweet science. It's an art to this. It's a format to lay out when they're dealing with boxing, and I approach it accordingly. Every guy have a loophole, and you gotta figure out what it is. And with Washington, our first game plan was to come out, display the jabs and the left hooks and stuff like that. But we switched up at the last minute because we knew he could not move to his right. We knew that he was only going to have enough energy for 3 or 4 rounds because he was still excited about fighting for the world title. And we all know that when guys come and fight Deontay Wilder, they bring their best, their A game, because I have the most prestigious, most well-known, most respected belt in boxing, and that's the WBC. So we changed the game plan. We wanted him to go to his right and not catch him with a 3-2. And before I even did that, I looked to the crowd and I said, I looked to my girl and I told her I got him. And she said, okay. And then when I came out, I got him. It's a science too. I had to set him up. I had to stay calm, and my calmness and being persistent, what made me win the fight. A lot of people say, well, was you surprised you was down? Well, it's boxing. I don't care about being down. When you have a game plan, there's a strategy. Sometimes it takes a little sacrifice to gain something. And I sacrificed being down on the points to gain a little bit. I know he wasn't really doing any damage to me. It was just that if I don't throw punches and he throwing punches, of course it's going to be obvious that he's winning. But as you can see, once I set him up, And the first right hand I threw, I baptized him with it.
But that left connected pretty hard. I know the right was there, as you call it, Alabama country power. I've quoted that several times. I pulled the audio clip, but Alabama country power. But that left did a little bit of damage. I'm not sure that left on the temple didn't rattle him a little bit. Then he sort of pushed his head, and then that right came across. That left has become a very dangerous weapon of yours as well, man.
Oh, most definitely. Definitely the left played a big factor and a part in this victory as well, too, because I definitely hit him on the temple with the left, but I also came with the devastating right to the other temple, so that made it even worse for him. And then when I came with a fury of punches, that made it worse as well, too, to the point that the ref stopped it at the right time. He attempted to do it one time, but we're such big guys, and the ref was a small guy that I didn't even fear him trying to break it up. So it wasn't my strength. My strength overall, allowed me to keep going. So the second time, he did the smart thing by jumping on me because I wouldn't have stopped. And when he did that, that was the right time because Dominique Brazil, Gerald Washington, I seen his eyes, and it was in the back of his head, and he wasn't able to go. Even when the ref jumped on my back, you seen where Washington didn't have control of his movement nor his feet. It was staggering. He was still going to the rope, and that's just not a good sign. And if it would have continued, it would have been worse. Because sometimes fighters, our pride, what gets us hurt. Our pride to still stay strong, still to stand up in the ring, even when we're taking punches and bunches, not to show weakness, not to fall on the canvas. And that's what he tried to display. But sometimes it can get us in the position where it may not affect us now, but years, weeks, months, years down the line, that was an affection part for him. So the ref came in there just the right time.
3 years ago, could Deontay Wilder have been as patient as you were Saturday night in that fight? Could 3 years ago Deontay Wilder have fought that same fight?
Not at all. Not at all. Let me see what it is. This is, I won't even count 2007. I'll go back 6, 5, 4, 3. Nah, not at all.
Yeah, I mean and that's where I've just watched you. I mean, I'm one of these day oneers, man. I mean, I remember talking to you Colorado Springs out in the Olympics. So I mean, just watching you become a technician, and I mean, you've always been a great fighter, but I mean, the patience is what I walked away with Saturday night going, he's changed. He's changed. He's fighting a ton. Now at times I got to be honest. I told you this Saturday night. At times, you made me a little nervous. I mean, I was over in the press box as an unbiased member of the media, wink, wink. But I was like, hold on a minute now. Hold on a minute. I mean, and then here it is. That right comes across, and I'm like, good night. It's over. It's over. But Deontay, let me ask you, when you look at the largest fight in the state of Alabama Saturday night, what a great job that they did there at the BJC of rolling that out, and it was a nice crowd, man. It was fun, but great environment.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I just want to get this across. A lot of people are getting jealous that I'm fighting at home all the time now. And it get to the point where they say, "Oh, all you can fight is in Alabama. All you can fight is in Alabama." And I understand because people want to, everybody can't travel. Everybody can't come to Alabama. Everybody's not fortunate, and some people just want me to come to their state. That's why boxing is so huge. That's why, for a long time we knew that the state of Alabama wouldn't understand the significance of behind a heavyweight champion, the significance behind having boxing here. Now they kind of understand it because as it unfolds, we are Alabama and the whole commission, the boxing commission. They're doing a wonderful job now. They understand how things work, and they act accordingly. And I'm so proud of my state and the commissioners that's involved with Alabama boxing, but because they're getting it. They're coming along. They're being very professional. They know how to do the medical. They know how to do the press conference. They know how to do the paperwork. They know how to control the crowds and make a beautiful event, And I'm happy overall with the state of Alabama, coming along with this commission and making my dreams come true, but also making the guys that's coming up behind me, making their dreams come true because they're gonna be the future of this when I retire and gone. So Alabama boxing will continue to stay alive, and we bring so many people here all over the world. That's a significance about having boxing here and having a champion that loves his state, that loves to fight here all the time. Because I get it all the time. Oh, you can only just fight in Alabama. You can't fight nowhere else. This and that. But I just take that negative energy as a cry out to we want you here. Because I get it all the time. People come here and fight here. Come here and fight there. I can choose to fight anywhere in the world that I want to. But when it's time to fight home, I want to fight home. I want to keep my state in the midst. I want to keep the revenue of money to continue to come throughout my state. I love feeding my state with money and stuff like that. This is where I'm from, and people got to understand it. But I will at times fight at other places. That's no problem. But I love Alabama to death. And I think the people and the fans that's of boxing that supports me, it means so much to me. And we could continue. As long as you continue to support, we could continue to have fights throughout the state of Alabama.
Well, to me, that speaks a lot for the type of person that you are when you look at the loyalty, because I said this earlier in the show. I said Deontay Wilder could have packed up the bags, went to Philadelphia, Las Vegas, New York, L.A., and probably made more money. I mean, you could have probably made more money, but loyalty to me counts, and it's good to see a professional athlete that their state, their city, it means much more to them. That's a salute for me to Deontay Wilder.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. You know, we definitely could have been somewhere else, made it even bigger because, you know, especially in these big states, there are more people. So when there's more people, there are more revenues to come to it. You know, but like again, I say, you know, I love my state. I said I wasn't going nowhere, and I'm still here. And I'm not even really worried about the money. You know, the money is a part of the sport and it's going to come. But, you know, my loyalty is everything. You know, I love what I stand for and what I represent. Nobody would never take my value, my morals, and the goals away from me. You know, what I love, and I love to death. I love it from my heart first, you know, and if I love you, I'm going to protect you. I'm going to be there right beside you no matter what. You know, all this stuff, being the world champion and stuff like that, that don't define who I am. I'm still a human being. I'm still going to do things and stuff like that. But when I love you, no matter what's bigger outside of the world, no matter what other opportunity may come my way. If I'm here for you, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And I love Alabama to death. I love the peoples of the state of Alabama to death, no matter what color, race, size, gender, no matter what. I love you. God is love, and I want to follow behind that. And that's what we should start doing. We should just love everybody, and it'll be a better world, you know. Some things happen and stuff like that, but we're all human at the same time. But as long as we learn how to admit our mistakes and come around and say, you know what, I love you. At the end of the day, we're going to fight. We're going to fuss with each other. But at the end of the day, you got to come around and say, you know what, I love you, and we can move on. And that's what it is.
Deontay, this is a question everywhere I go on this radio program, doing a 4-hour daily show here in Tuscaloosa. I've been asked today, and I'm going to say, listen, I got Deontay Wilder on the phone. I'm going to ask him, do you think you'll ever fight in Tuscaloosa, Alabama?
Most definitely.
I mean, you're asking the question. Hey, listen, Deontay, if I had $1 for every time I was asked that question, I'd have quite a bit of money. So I just wanted to put you on the spot, man. Will you fight in Tuscaloosa, Alabama?
Well, those that don't know that this fight would have been in Tuscaloosa, but we didn't have the dates didn't match for the venue that we was trying to fight at. So, but you know, that just let you know that everything is on the right path. Everybody's trying to come on the right page to make that. So when we do have the fight in Tuscaloosa, it'll be just as successful as it is in Birmingham as well too. I want to let people know that Birmingham will forever be my home territory because of the situation that lies at hand. That they was the first to respond to us. You know, we reached out to Tuscaloosa, but we got put on the back burner. And Birmingham came to us immediately without hesitation of saying yes. Mayor Bell made sure that I had everything I wanted, whatever venue. Even when I fought at the arena in UAB, you know, what was the
Bartow?
Yeah, the Bartow. I got the Bartow arena. It was great. And when I said I wanted to fight at the BJCC, no hesitation. They said, okay, we got you the next fight coming. So they made everything come true. They said they would roll the red carpet out for me every time I come, and that's what they have done. So when you have people that's loyal to you and give you your word on something and they commit to that no matter what, then how can you not be loyal to them? You know, when they did, because they didn't have to do what they did. You know, they didn't have to. You know, I'm coming all the way from here when we tried to reach out. But the thing about it is that long as things get done, long as I have a fight here, because I definitely want to get the people of Tuscaloosa, you know, an opportunity, and that's what we're going to do. You know, I'm from Tuscaloosa, but I tell people all the time, I don't represent just my city. Alabama is too small, so I represent the state of Alabama. So with that being said, we're definitely going to have one here in Tuscaloosa for sure. Even if it's just be one, you know, we're definitely going to get it, and it's just a matter of time. So people just stay patient, and I know that's a hard thing to do every time I have fights. I'm out in Birmingham. Well, you know, but just stay patient, and we'll get something started. We'll get something here for sure.
All right, Deontay, final question. The WBC officially confirms Bermain Stavern as the mandatory contender there. Talk about Bermain Stavern and sort of the upcoming fight. I know that nothing's been announced. We're still in negotiation phase, but just your thoughts of having a chance to fight him again.
Well, you know, if the WBC put that like that, then I have no control over it. You know, that is their decision that they have made all on their own. You know, personally, some, you know, I don't want, you know, I'm not, you know, Ryan, I'm not going to even say that. You know, I'm not going to say, if that do happen, due to the fact that what happened the first time, everything I told Stavern happened. I told him that I would beat him to an inch of his life, and that happened. He finally came out and admitted that he almost passed away in that fight. And it's a big concern to me that he's about to get ready to get in there with the most dangerous, most baddest man on the planet, went all the way from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, with a record of 38 wins, with 37 being by knockout. Now, we see what I did to him the first time, and now he's about to get an opportunity the second time. But if they so order that, I have no choice. I have no choice but to fight him. And if I do fight him, I'm just gonna say like Mortal Kombat, finish him. I will finish him.
I just want you to take a gallon of water in there to him where he didn't have the excuse.
You know what, Ryan? You a mess, man. I'm gonna probably have to do that at the.
I mean, isn't that what he claimed? He claimed that he was dehydrated.
You was messy, man. You a mess.
I'm sorry, man. I mean,
no. It's
my bad.
Fine. You have started something, and I'm going to run with that. That is a great idea. I'm going to take it. If this fight do so happen, I'm going to take a gallon of water, not only to the weigh-in, but also at the press conference as well, too, and make sure he have that water, because he became the first heavyweight in history to talk about a dehydration. We don't get dehydrated. We eat and drink as much as we please. I don't even see why heavyweights even get on the scale. We just do it because of the sport, and that what is required, and what makes the press conference and things look good. We don't really have to get out of our clothes and stuff. It don't really matter what we weigh. As long as we're over 201, we're considered a heavyweight. Even if we just come in at 201, yep, you're a heavyweight, you're fighting a heavyweight. But, you know, I'm going to run with that one, brother. That was a good idea.
Sorry, man. I just remember his dehydration comment. I mean, hey, listen, Deontay, thanks, man. I appreciate you. Bomb Squad, my friend.
Yes, sir.
38-0, 97.4% of the time when you walk in the ring with Deontay Wilder, he's going to find you with that Alabama country love. Man, that just stuck for some reason.
Woo!